Welcome, Torpedo Maniacs, to the first episode of Back of the Box, a space where we explore the dark depths of our long boxes to shine a light on that unknown spaces that live between your superhero comics. Before we get going, don't forget to throat punch that subscribe button and ring the cool little bell to get notifications for our newest uploads, okay? Today is a twofer, both a history lesson and a look into one of the premier pedigree collections in existence, the Don Rosa collection. Now, for those of you who don't know, Kino Don Hugo Rosa, or just Don Rosa, is a famed illustrator and writer most famous for his works on Disney characters and Disney comic books, specifically the comics involving Donald Duck and Scrooge McDuck. Rosa got his start when he called the editor-in-chief at the publisher Gladstone with the pitch, "I was born to draw Scrooge McDuck and you should give me a shot," which is a very bold way to go about it, and that's how Don was. Gladstone at the time in 1986 was producing the first Western comics to feature Disney characters since the discontinuation of Whitman Comics 16 years prior to that. They most definitely were not going to pass up the potential content of a creator so eager to work being such a pivotal point in their growth. Rosa's pitch worked, and he was eventually given the opportunity to carry the torch of his idol Carl Barks, the genius behind the first Donald Duck stories and the creator of Scrooge McDuck. Rosa penned his first Disney story at Gladstone and first professional story ever, titled The Son of the Sun. That story was eventually nominated for a Harvey Award for Best Story of the Year, Beginner's Luck, or the Start of a Dynasty. Rosa would eventually go on to sit beside his idol, Carl Barks, in the upper echelon of Disney creators, having a career spanning 21 years long. If you ask me, Rosa actually surpassed Barks' storytelling ability and ferried the characters to their actual peaks. Rosa brought a strict sense of continuity to his scripts in an attempt to preserve the groundwork laid by Barks previously. For example, Rosa set all of his stories in the 1950s, that's the same period Barks had used, in an attempt to make the characters' ages the same. This anchored Rosa's stories with a heightened sense of place and world building. His attention to detail in his script writing was intense, making sure the character backstories weren't anachronistic and building scientific explanations for his plot lines. Rosa was in fact not a trained artist. Instead, he held a degree in mechanical engineering. This led to both his unusual drawing technique and incredible attention to detail. When asked about his art, he said, "I usually don't like my stories. I mean, I try really hard, but I know I don't draw that well. I don't know if it's well drawn, but I know it's entertaining." Rosa's pages are fun to read, involving meticulously penciled details and hidden background gags for the audience to hone in on. The goofy and overblown facial expressions he gave his cast of characters are a far cry from his predecessor's style, yet they convey more of what we expect from a traditional Disney affair. Yet the most talked about thing about Rosa's work are his hidden messages. In almost every first panel or cover that Rosa worked on is a hidden message, DUCK, an acronym for Dedicated to Uncle Carl from Kino, a dedication from Rosa to his idol Carl Barks. Rosa had to be pretty creative about hiding the message throughout the years to avoid detection, utilizing window panes, grain on wood, or the leaves of a blowgun. There's a wonderful website which we'll link down below that highlights all the hidden dedications throughout Rosa's career. In addition to the hidden dedication, Rosa would also hide tiny Mickey Mouses in his drawings, even going so far as to hide the mascot under the foot of a parading elephant. Rosa would go on to continue creating stories for various publishers until 2008, when he officially retired due to a persistent problem with his eyes. Rosa earned himself multiple award nominations and wins, including the Eisner in 1995 for Best Serialized Story. I'm sure you guys are wondering if we're ever going to get back to the Don's collection that we mentioned, so let's do that. Okay, so before Don was being awesome at creating comics, he was being equally as awesome at collecting them. Starting in 1962, Rosa actually purchased in earnest, snagging them from newsstands, reading them once, and storing them away. His collection staggeringly included every comic book and magazine published from every publisher from 1966 to the late 1980s. That's insane. The collection was stored in archival boxes inside a climate-controlled box, meaning the items are in pristine condition. The feat is astounding. To have a single owner collection span not just a large time period, but such a huge breadth of material, it's insane and incredibly impressive. In 1995, Rosa sold the portion of his collection that included books from 1970 forward, which is how we have these babies. It's these right here. Each set comes with a certificate of authenticity, right here, created by Don Rosa and his team with a serial number and the title it belongs to. We're lucky enough to have found Sandman 1 through 6 and Richard Dragon 1 through 12 from his collection, all of which are in high grade. As you can see right here. I'm always on the lookout for more books for this collection. I'm sure there's some in the warehouse and we just haven't found them yet. It's really incredible to hold this piece of comics history right here. So there you have it, guys. A little history on this awesome collection and the incredible individual behind it. If you like these deep dives, sign up for our notifications so you never miss a video, and don't forget to follow us on our social platforms to stay up to date on new issues, our special signings, and participate in our Instagram-only live sales. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time.